going on, guys? Kind of sprinkly today. I'm trying to get the mowing done before it starts blasting rain. That's all it does this summer is rain. And working on LT here, and I messed up. I've done a little bit of work since the last video, like, you know, kind of without you guys, I guess. I put the starter clutch in backwards. I don't know how I managed to do that. I guess it can go in backwards, but it's in there backwards. Whenever you hit the key, it's turning, you know, it turns free. It doesn't turn the engine over. And I thought maybe I might have put the wrong gears in here, and it's not the right. That's not it. It's just, it's in there backwards. And so I gotta tear all that apart, fix that. I started working on the wiring. And got starter solenoid in here, inline fuse. It's a ATM fuse, and got my main battery hookups in. Hooked up I bought a voltage regulator and hooked it up. I didn't even own that last video. And I kind of discovered I could run some of the wiring through this tube. One up through here. Kind of keeps it from being, you know, strapped up in here somewhere. Got the coil hooked up and started hooking up the CDI box. And so I'm going to tear apart this thing here and get the starter clutch in there the right way. What sucks is I already got a quart of oil in it. So I'm going to like prop one side of the bike up on cement blocks, and so I don't have to drain the oil out of it. Alright, so we got it up on the blocks. I kind of learned this from the pink bike, because the starter clutch is always going bad. If I tilt it up the length of a block, the oil usually don't run out of it. But you can see here, like, the engine turns this way and the starter clutch is locking in the reverse way. So I kind of didn't really think about it, you know, because I just figured this thing could only go on there one direction, and, you know, by default it'd be on there right, but it's not. And of course it destroyed my brand new gasket, taking it off, so I gotta put another brand new gasket on it. Alright, I got the stator cover back on. Stator's in there the right way. And I just put this gear shifter on. And I had to bend this thing all different ways to get, you know, bend it here, bend it there, you know, and get this back straight, you know, this way straight, you know, parallel to this. And it still hits the side of the engine, but I'm just going to leave it be. That thing's hard to get on and off, so I'm just tired of messing with it. It works, and it'll just take, I'm not too worried about it. Take nicking the side of the case. But if it was, you know, something I cared about a little bit more, then I would, but oh well. And we'll start working on this wiring some more. What do I got left? Gotta wire up the gear indicator. I think, yeah, I need to run the wires from the pickup coil in here. It needs to be ran to the CDI box. Alright, the wiring isn't done, but it's done enough to, I'm going to attempt to start this thing. And I got the gas tank all hooked up, and a fuel filter in there. This gas line I got on here isn't very good gas line, so it's not going to last. I put enough gas in this thing for a reserve, see if this leaks, and so far it's looking pretty good. Not seeing anything running out of it. I know this gas tank here is from the Harvey bikes. My petcock leaked, and I changed the O-ring on the outer to keep it from leaking, but the reserve and on and off feature, it just didn't work anymore because the inner O-ring was junk, and I only have one O-ring to put in it. But I have not tried to start this thing, so let me show you here. The headlight's working, and I didn't hook up a brake light on this, just a running light. It's on the, I think the brake light, I got the brake light lit as a tail light, but there's no brake light. It's just a, when you turn the headlight on, there's a tail light. We're just hooked to jumper cables, so I might have some trouble with that. Let's see what happens. Alright, I might have to set you guys down, give it some gas. Idle might need adjusted and all that. Let's see if I can set you guys down to where you're seeing what's going on. Adjusted. This thresher sounds like. Alright, well, we'll finish up the wiring and we'll get a couple bolts in that gas tank and see if we can take it for a spin. Alright, all the wiring's done. And turn this right here is for a for a two-stroke. So off is on. There's no key switch on this bike. And right now we are in 4th gear, 3rd gear, 2nd gear, 1st gear, and neutral. Neutral's kind of hard to see. And then the headlight is either way. Middle is on, I think. Yep, middle's on. And then we have tail light. Should be off. And then I don't know if there's any gas left in it. And then yeah, we'll just start putting the gas tank and the plastics on it. Alright, I had to make a seat mount bracket. You know, like the groove of the seat thing goes in there. Wasn't exactly sure what I needed because you can't see up in there. And just kind of guessed. And the way it is, you kind of have to like really drive the seat into it because it's too low. But it does work, so the seat doesn't come off. And you see why I put the solenoid and the fuse thing right here, because there's nice easy access to it. Got my battery leads. And the hangers for the body in the front. This pipe used to go all the way across, but the exhaust is in the way, so I had to cut out the center. It seems pretty stout, so if you wrecked it, it might, you know, move them or whatever, but they're kind of in there. It's raining out, so I can't really give it a good test run. I really don't want to get it muddy, so right now, but put the seat on there and we will, I'll fire it up and do like a 360 of it. But as far as it goes, it's done. Well, I gotta tighten up the tie rod ends and stuff, but other than that, I'm gonna call it done. Alright, so our 360, the lights are flickering because there is no battery in it, so it has, you know, it's basically running directly off the stator. rectify. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Took me long enough to put this one together.